So Nobody Saves the World is an action RPG without the looting element, which initially that sort of put me off because I'm a big ARPG player, but I've always felt like that's mainly because it comes along with dungeon crawling and it comes along with loot. Now this game definitely comes along with some dungeon crawling, but the loot is pretty much non-existent. You get some cash, which can be used to purchase upgrades, and you get some food, which helps regenerate your health. But beyond that, there's not really much else going on in the loot department. However, after playing this game yesterday, I did a first impressions video of it, which is up. I came back to it today, and I've got to say, I'm having an absolutely fantastic time with it. Let's look into why. So straight off the bat, it looks incredible. It's very much a sort of Cartoon Network, new computerized style of animation. It looks like the later sort of cartoons that we get now, which are all done on computer rather than the old drawn style. But it looks great. You've got the mixture of the lighting animations going on with the blue lights down here and the red lights playing off of the 2D, which gives it a sort of depth, and it looks really good. Definitely, I think, a style. Maybe some people will be put off by the cartoony nature of it. Typically, I don't like that, but it seems to work really well. The characters are cartoony, but the backgrounds kind of look old Flash Castle Crashers sort of style, which is great. I really like it. As you can see, it's got some good scale. These parts where the cameras kind of draw out and it gives you an overview. Looks really good. You've got the little flies going around the dead dragon, which we like. So yeah, visually, it's brilliant. You'll notice all of the moves here have their own uniqueness to them. But there's many moves because there's many characters. So the whole point of this game is you are, without spoiling anything, you are trying to help a wizard, we'll say. And you initially start off by collecting these broken wands, which you can see in the top right hand corner. And these little broken wands help you unlock doors like you do in Mario 64, like you do with the stars, or you do in Banjo-Kazooie with the Jixie pieces, and other games like Hat in Time with the fuel or whatever. It's very much like an old school 3D platformer in that sense, which is good because it helps split up the level. So I thought it was going to be quite linear. You know, you do one level, get some wands, go to the next one, but actually it's quite open world. For the most part, you start off down here in this little house, and you go across quite linear up to this point, and then you do your first dungeon, the Grand Castle, which was wicked. Really enjoyed it. There's a few little multi-mob rooms, and then there's a boss at the end, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And then after that, it pretty much opens up because you start getting missions, and these missions, these little yellow exclamation points, can be picked up as you wish. And then you've got larger missions, which is to do these huge castles, which you can see. You've got these smaller ones, and then you've got these larger ones. This one here is an all damage times 9999 for a level 30. So obviously I'm not going to do a level 30 mission as level 6, but once I get to that point I can go and do it whenever I want. So yes, we are exploring the world with our slug, but the slug's not the only character. You actually start off with this guy, Baldo, and Baldo has one move, which is pathetic push forwards, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but you soon realise that as well as that, you can actually morph into the rat. So the rat comes along, and now we're taking big Billy Bob biters out of stuff. Initially I thought, why did the teeth come out forward like that? It looks weird and shit. And it does, but there's a reason for that, which has only just become apparent. And that is one of the reasons why I've changed my mind about this, going from a pretty decent top-down ARPG to actually a really solid, interesting game that I'm genuinely excited to play. So let's look at the moves. For the rat, you get Billy Bob biters, which, as you'll see, you can bite into the enemies, tops, and then he's got another attack, which is consume, which I just used then. It bites everyone around an area. It's got a cooldown, it does that, and it also heals me a little bit. So if I bite him and then consume, he's dead, and I've healed a little bit of health. It works in the sense that your big skills like the consume use mana, as you can see in the top left. I've got 135 total, and the smaller ones are quicker attacking and they regenerate your mana. And if you go on to the moves set, you can see the moves I've got for Mr. Ratty, which are called the actives. So on X, I've got the Consume, which is 30% of consumed damage is leached as health. That is also a poison type attack, as denoted by the little purple moon. And at the bottom is my Gnaw. Go to town with your little chompers, restore 6 mana per bite, and build 17 poison on hit. So that's super, I thought, great. Every character, which if you look at this screen, you have many that you can grow into, has their own moveset. Okay? It sort of fades it out for a fog of war towards the newer ones, but what you have to do is, the more you play with a character, you get these quests. So for Mr. Ratty, I've got poison baddies faster with the Ranger's poison tip passive, hit baddies with a sharp damage. Once that fills up and I do that, I then get some experience both for Mr. Ratty and for my overall level. The overall level, when that levels up, just gives you base stat upgrades, health, defense, attack. When you level up the character, you get a grade upgrade. So you go from a C up to a B. You start off on F, and then you go up. If you have a look at these characters, you can see it on some of these probably. This guy's a D. This guy's a C. This guy's a D. This guy's a C. So once I have leveled Ratty up to B, you'll see I can get Egg. So I got Ratty up to C, and I actually unlocked Guard, which was great. And Guard is now a D. If I do some of his quests and get him up to C, I can become a Hoist or a Magician. So all of these characters have their own movesets, as you'll see in this upgrade section. These are all the moves for the different characters. Another thing that struck me is it doesn't tell you what characters these moves are for. So I was like, well, I just have to sort of look at the thing in the bottom on the right and see, but it's not obvious what these are for. That's because at the point I'm at in the game now, you can mix and match the different characters' movesets. Not only that, but you can mix and match their passives as well. So this is just Ratty's normal moveset I've got going on here. I'm going to show you something cool in a second, once I beat him. So Ratty's got this moveset, great. Let's do Sluggy quick. Level him up. Oh, you're going to see it live now. Sluggy's now a C. You know what that means? It's mermaid time, baby. Ooh, scary. Unlocked to form. Mermaid. Very sexy. We've got a water burst, a water projectile that does splash damage at nearby baddies. And we've got Mermaid's Resolve. 4% of the damage you take is restored as mana. I kind of like that water one. Oh, and there you go. That's the standard upgrade screen. So we've got a few different base stats. Nothing over the top, quite basic, but good enough. Nice little RPG element. So I kind of like that mermaid water splash, but I kind of like Ratty. I still want to use Ratty. Now that I've unlocked this part, which you come to quite early on in the game, I can select that and I can go through this ability list that I was looking at earlier. I can pick different abilities. Now I don't know why Mermaid's not here. I think it's because there's only a subset of moves you can use. But okay, let's look back. Let's switch over to the Archer. This is the Archer, charge and attack. Do multiple mini attacks, great, and then do this one, which is the Flurry. Love the Flurry. Love a Muck Flurry. Ice creamy, got sprinkles on it. But if we go back to here now, and we're gonna, if we switch back to Ratty, who I love, and then we want to go across to my special moves, we're going to select this top one, and we're going to pick Flurry, because I like the Flurry, as I've told you. So now I can do Chompy, Consume, and a Flurry. Dropping a hot McDonald's ice cream on it. So I can take that in, and if you'll notice, there's also passives. So this guy's standard is heal. Oh no, sorry, I think this is one I might have picked up. Is this one I picked up? No, it's not. Heal items also restore 12 mana. Cracking, but what else have we got? We can pick the passives from other forms, and you can also buy some passives from the shop using the money you pick up. So I can do all attacks build 19 poison. 20% of attack damage is dealt as a sharp attack while below 40% health. We've got some good stuff. Crits do 50% of damage versus status afflicted baddies. So this guy, his standard attack includes poison. So now I'm going to do 50% extra damage on my crits when against these poisoned people. And 5% of my attacks are crits at the moment. I'm sure you can level that up at some point. Let's go and have a look. So now, not only am I chomping. Oh yeah, you can also destroy random bric-a-brac to find gems and stuff, which is nice. I always like that in games, when you can destroy pots. Here's a treasure chest. Got some money, got some food. Oh, it's Mr. Hammer. What's he saying? You quitting Marty Joe. So there's all different characters as well that you can get acquainted with. You know, they're pretty funny. It's kind of cartoony, like I say. They got some shtick. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. As soon as it ramped up and it allowed me to start mixing and matching characters, that's when it got good. Because not only was I thinking about, okay, you know, which characters do I like? Now I'm thinking, okay, which movesets can I mix up? Because as you'll see, this guy up here, he's got a sword above his head. That means that I can't do any damage to him until I hit him with a sharp attack. Now, my bites are poison, like I showed you earlier, but the flurry is a sharp. So if I go over and hit him with a flurry, it destroys that shield, and then you can go ham on him with your other attack. Now this guy, I'm building up some poison. Oh god. Now that he is poisoned, I can keep away, keep my distance, and hit him with the arrows. And as you'll notice, the arrows are doing those crits, which is benefiting from that other passive from a different class. So you can really think about which classes you like, which moves work well together, and mix and match them on whatever character you like. Each character has its own size, it has its own speed, it has its own class passives and class specials, so you know you don't just pick your favourite looking one and then stick all your favourite moves on there. You definitely still need to change to get the most out of certain builds. You know, like the slug. The slug can slide around like this, and that slows people, so you can mix that up with something else. Now another thing is the fact that all of the moves can be upgraded. So I can upgrade the scavenge if I wanted to get 16% from food. And then the rat then as a baseline has this upgraded move that I can mix and match with. Also, if you look in the top right, you've got little up arrows. Those are collected randomly around the world from enemies and treasure chests, or from defeating bosses and getting the boss room treasure chest. So if you look at this flurry one I was just doing, hold to fire a flurry of arrows. If we upgrade that, it just makes it cost less mana. Sometimes they're as simple as that, sometimes they're a little bit more involved, but generally just straight upgrades, which is tip top to Rooney, I think. Don't know what he's doing, he's having a right old time over there. So let's just quickly go and show you the shop, and you'll see the sort of things you can buy. But yeah, that's it so far. I'm only an hour or so into it. Definitely stick at it until you get the ability to mix and match. And you know, I can pick whichever character I want, because when I pick a character, let's take the mermaid, which I've just unlocked. What she got? Water bomb. Let's go. Or I can do taffy bombs. She's only got one move at the moment because I haven't leveled her up. And if you go to current quests, you'll see that 2 mermaid quests have popped up. So while I'm the mermaid now, I can swim around in water, and I can hit baddies with water burst. Oh, so here you go. This is just unlocked. The water, I had no idea. I thought it was just a boundary. But now that I've figured out the mermaid can swim around in it, it's now a new way to interact with the world. And actually, there's already an area that I know I can benefit from. And you see how she's going quite slow? Well, I want to go a bit faster, so let's switch back to Sluggy. And let's do a Sluggy slide. I can't use out of mana, and that's fine too. Because I can go to Ratty, and Ratty's already quite fast. So you're laughing, aren't you? I mean, I'm already thinking tactically. So if I get over here now, into this area, I didn't realise, but I just thought it was water. Boundary. You've got to have boundaries in your games. Of course you have. You've got to have boundaries in life. Nah, mate. No boundaries. So I can switch back to the mermaid, and we're laughing, ain't we? Ain't we laughing? So now I can come and grab this mana butterfly that before I couldn't get to. Trinkets is giving it to me. Mana upgrade gives me more mana. Job's a fucking good one. So yeah, all I can say is thoroughly enjoying it so far. It's just come out a couple of days ago. It's pretty cheap. It's under £20 in England. There'll be deals out at some point, I'm sure. Pick it up. I can only say from the few hours I've played, really enjoying it. Looking forward to getting into it. I'm probably going to be one of those games on marathon. As you can see here, you can buy more passives as well. You can buy wands to help you open the doors early. You can buy straight stat upgrades, and you can buy upgrade tokens. So although the drops aren't specific and it is just money, you can use them for numerous things, which is good. And you've got your little town hubs as well to come and mosey around and meet some people. It's an interesting game. It's solid. What can I say? It is just solid. Enjoy. I'll give it, how many out of 10? So far, I can only say so far. I might change my mind. I reserve the right. 8. 0.2 out of 10.